When you're out playing a pickup game of basketball and one team just creams the other team, what do you do for game 2? You switch up teams. I tend to remain positive in my videos, but I felt this is a problem that had to be addressed, and I figured I would use my little platform to do my small part in promoting the needed change. If you're a Kevin Durant or Golden State fan, all I ask is you try to watch this as objectively as possible. I used to be a fan of Kevin Durant. I was there when Harden was on the team, when he was in the finals against LeBron for the first time, when he wore this uniform in Seattle. I was never his #1 fan, but recognized his importance to the league and respected his talent. When Thunderstruck came out, I watched it, solely because it starred KD, and I sort of liked it. It was almost 5 years ago, so don't hold me to that, but I recall it being better than I expected. But about a year ago, I lost my respect for him. As soon as I heard he was going to Golden State, I knew it was trouble. And at the time, it seemed like most everyone else felt the same way. But since then, it seems as if more people have come around on the issue, and I'm not sure why. My issue isn't that he left OKC. I actually thought it was time for him to go. It seemed like he was clashing with Westbrook, and the two didn't seem like the greatest pair toward the end. Golden State had 73 season wins last year and was one game away from winning the championship. Undeniably one of the top 2 teams in the league. Then Kevin Durant joined the team, and not so surprisingly, they became too good. They did a little worse in the season, but as we've seen in the playoffs, they're just too good. No team can compete, which is exactly the problem. The regular season has been eventful. Watching Russell Westbrook's triple-doubles and the rise of Isaiah Thomas, there's been a lot of cool things happening. But as far as the team rankings, I watched them this year less than ever. It didn't matter to me. I knew which 2 teams would be in the finals. I said it in my playoff prediction video, and I don't think it was a bold prediction. As the playoffs progressed, it didn't matter much because, again, I basically knew how it would all turn out. This was all fine with me because I knew it was all going to pay off in the finals. Seeing the 3rd consecutive matchup between Cleveland and Golden State, I was excited for it, even made a video hyping it up. But in this final series, it finally came out just how powerful Durant made Golden State. And what we've all been waiting for all year was this final series, and it's been a complete disappointment. This year Golden State has a great shot at going 16-0 in the playoffs, which has never happened in the history of the NBA. Michael Jordan in the 1991 Bulls, Isaiah Thomas in the 1989 Pistons, Duncan and Robinson on the 1999 Spurs, and the best playoff record ever set by the 2001 Lakers, Kobe and Shaq. So as it turns out, all these teams are not quite as good as Golden State is right now. No team Jordan has ever been on, no Kobe teams, no LeBron teams, think of any great NBA team or player. They didn't compare to Golden State this year. Why is Golden State so good this year? Because something else happened that never happened before. A legitimate MVP contender joined a team that probably would have won the championship without him. So here's a comment I expect to see. LeBron did the same thing in Miami. Well, that was much different for many reasons, but most importantly, Miami would have never won a championship without him. In fact, they didn't even win one with him his first year, and they certainly didn't go 16-0. Why can't I just appreciate the greatness of Golden State? I'm so upset about it because it's ruining the NBA for me. It's turned the most exciting games in existence into something that's hard to watch. It's made the season, playoffs, and finals basically meaningless. Why watch when you know who's going to win? Durant is ruining the entire experience. Without Durant, Golden State was great. With him, they're too great. Notice I'm not doubting Golden State's or Durant's playing ability. They're all amazing. There wouldn't be a problem if they weren't. The closest comparison I could come up with is if Tim Duncan joined the Lakers in 2002. The 2001 Lakers had Kobe and Shaq and a great supporting cast, and set the record for the best playoff record of all time with the 15-1 that I previously mentioned. The Lakers were 2-time champions at this point and had a recent MVP on the team. The Spurs and Lakers were rivals and had most recently met each other in the playoffs in 2001, a series that the Lakers won 4-0. Obviously some details are different, but I hope we can all agree this would be a similar situation. So imagine right after the loss, Tim Duncan joined the Lakers the following year to win a championship that would have been won anyway. would it feel like Tim Duncan earned that championship no matter how much he contributed in those games? Wouldn't it seem crazy to have Duncan on the Lakers? Could you even picture him in a Lakers uniform? And do you think Kobe and Shaq would want him on their team? I would expect they would want to earn their championship with the team they had built together. And if Duncan were there, it would somehow take away from everything. So let's recap our scenario. Duncan has a championship with the Lakers, but he lost the respect of a lot of fans, and most people feel it wasn't truly earned. The existing Lakers team now has to share credit with Duncan, and we'll never know if they could have done it without him. And I'm sure the opponents that year wouldn't have been thrilled with the trade either. What actually happened is the Lakers won the 2002 championship the proper way, and the following year Duncan and the Spurs beat the Lakers in the playoffs and went on to earn a championship the proper way. So I have to say, every single person was better off by him staying in San Antonio. So who's benefiting from Durant being on Golden State? Durant is technically winning a championship, but is it really earned if they probably would have done it without him? Steph and Clay and Draymond and everyone who's been there from the beginning are no longer winning a championship with the team they built, which they could have done, and I'm sure they would have preferred. And as a fan, I can tell you I'm certainly not benefiting. Most players don't have to have it explained to them why you don't just latch on to a championship team as one of the league's best players, but Durant doesn't seem to understand it. I don't doubt that every player that has ever been in the NBA could have more championships if they just joined the best team at the time. Michael Jordan never wanted to go to the Celtics or Pistons to earn a championship. He wanted to beat the Celtics or Pistons to earn a championship. I'm not sure why Durant doesn't understand this concept, and I'm not sure why the rest of Golden State doesn't seem to understand it either. But even if Durant and Golden State don't see why this is a bad idea, the NBA is supposed to see it and put a stop to it. When they see a team is getting too powerful, it's their job to put a stop to it, to keep the competition going and the fans interested. And as a fan, they're failing me right now. In 2011, Chris Paul was about to join the Lakers before David Stern stepped in and said he wouldn't allow it, basically because it would have made the team too good. This was just Chris Paul joining a team with an older Kobe Bryant, a team that had gotten shut out in the second round the year before, and a team that would lose in the second round the next year, strangely enough to Kevin Durant. Chris Paul is good, but he's no Durant, and the Lakers were decent, but nowhere near Golden State's level. So my question is, how in the world was this trade not allowed, but Golden State was allowed to sign Kevin Durant? So now as an NBA fan, I view Golden State as being artificially good, amazingly talented, but in a way that shouldn't be allowed. The competition just isn't there. Cleveland and LeBron are incredible, but they're no match for Golden State. So what does that say for the other 25 teams or so that aren't anywhere near Cleveland's level? Why should these teams even play, and why should I watch them? The NBA is breaking, and I don't understand why it's being ignored by the league and a great deal of fans. I get it, Durant is good, but why do we feel like we need to defend his decision? I'm not just being a LeBron fan that's upset about how the series is turning out, I'm a basketball fan that's upset how the league is turning out. Personally, I don't understand why Durant wants to be there, I don't understand why his teammates want him to be there, and I don't understand why the league is okay with this. I hope this is the most negative video I ever have to put out, but I felt like it was my duty as a fan to make it. If you're a Golden State or Durant fan that's unable to look at this objectively, then please don't comment. But if you're able to see this issue for what it is, please leave a comment that tells me what you think about it. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and want to see more in a similar style, be sure to subscribe by clicking the logo so you know when I upload a new one.